clear for takeoff, 643 Juliet Kilo. Okay, so car feed in, flap 10 degrees, fuel pump on, landing light on. Canopy is locked and secure. Goes here. Final is clear. Soft field takeoff. Full back pressure. Going onto the runway. Hold the back pressure. Release a tiny bit.
Right. Get her off the ground as soon as she will. And hold it in ground effect. Lower the nose a little more, a little more. Good, really flying level over the runway.
65.
Right. Better. I want you to just hold
lower.
it. I want you to fly it level over the runway, a little lower, but that was good.
Okay. Pass?
Yeah, I think you could still fly it lower in ground effect though.
Okay, I will.
But yes, that was good. Oh, look at that. It's so hazy out in Malibu. You can't see anything.
Yeah, we'll watch that as we climb out.
Yeah. Looks like we're kind of getting above it.
I got a better aircraft. That's your 3 o'clock, 2 miles, descending out of 3,400 for the field.
Okay, we can stay south of the final for you, and then once you're done.
Nice takeoff.
211, no, sounds good, thanks.
Santa Monica Tower, airplane 7245 with you, RNAV, runway 21.
Airplane 7245, Santa Monica
A lot smoother than when we have that wind.
Oh man, yeah.
21, airplane 7245.
Yeah, airplane 7245, get a chill.
Yeah, there's like, not clouds, but there's like haze just like sitting really low over the water. You can see now that we've climbed up, you can actually like see Point Doom.
And just so you're aware, there's a helicopter about 2 miles south of you. They're going to be off your left. I'll follow behind you.
Remember that, look for the helicopter and clear visual runway 21, airplane 7245.
A lot of surfers out.
Yeah.
1,200 feet.
Other people are still in bed.
That's where Sam wants to be.
We're cruising in the sky above it all. Some people are in the gym right now.
Oh, some people are well beyond the gym. Finished.
That just sounds terrible.
I know a guy that gets up at 4:30 every morning and works out in his garage.
One of my best friends, she gets up at 5 a.m. every day and goes to Orange Theory. I was just talking about this with her last night. I was like, that sound, and then like she gets in there and they're just like pummeling you with things to do. I'm like, that sounds terrible. The first thing in the morning? That sounds brutal.
Not my cup of tea.
I'm more of a like 10 p.m. gym person.
I do noon every day.
Noon? Okay.
At home though.
Alright, okay, at home, yeah.
Throw out the yoga mat, do some Chloe Ting.
Okay.
On YouTube.
I used to be a member of 24 Hour Fitness, and I would go at like midnight or 1 a.m.
Oh wow, you're a night. I get too tired then.
I used to be a night person. Now
Wind 230 at 3.
I can't do it quite like I used to, but I used to be like a deep into the night person. Like I'd go to sleep at 3 a.m. every night.
Beechcraft aircraft, about a mile final, 800 indicated, just off your right.
Okay. Yeah, I just picked them up. Thanks.
Roger. Flight 43, Juliet Kilo, contact lookout departure 125.2. Have a good day.
125.2, 643 Juliet Kilo, good day. SoCal Sportcruiser 643 Juliet Kilo at 2,300, climbing to 3,500.
Number 643 Juliet Kilo, SoCal departure, ident.
Ident 643 Juliet Kilo.
Juliet Kilo, radar contact 2.5 miles west of the Santa Monica Airport, Los Angeles, altimeter 29er90.
29er90, 643 Juliet Kilo.
Careful about flopping frequencies and then talking right away. Listen for a moment.
I thought I did. Pause for a second.
Okay. Make sure you give it a good 10 seconds or something to listen.
10 seconds, okay.
10 seconds. Listen. Make sure there's nobody in the middle of a call.
Hey, our CHC was just...
Yeah, I know. We're starting to get warm now. We can...
It's the inversion?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, you can see that it's actually gotten hotter since we've taken off. We've gone from 24 degrees Celsius to 26 degrees Celsius.
Where do you see that?
It's on my display. It's this one. Some of the planes have them, some don't.
Okay.
If it starts to go in the yellow, then we can level off. And
But the procedure here is to get some more air over the cowling.
yeah, so you can lower the nose and get the air flowing through there.
It's 2987.
I'm so glad we went out and did this at this hour, because it's going to be miserable later today. This time of year, you'll see it just
Looking
like...
for traffic. Got it, 2987.
I once had a flight where we couldn't climb above 1,000 feet. We got all the way up to Point Doom at 1,000 feet, and then the plane was just overheating. Everything was, all the lights were going off. Everything was pissed off.
Departure 128.75.
That was one of the only times in the Sportcruiser that I've actually been
Sorry, I
worried.
kept
187 departure 128.75.
128.75 goes 2987.
SoCal Southwest 6562, 2000, climbing 5000 on the Lady J.
Southwest 5562, SoCal departure radar contact, climb via assist.
Climb via the SID, Southwest 6562.
What's the Lady J?
That's a departure procedure out of LAX for an instrument departure procedure.
This is more steady than this.
What do you mean?
Well, I guess you just don't see it move. That's the only difference. All right, let me trim out here. Okay, cruise checklist. Power, 4,400 to 5,000. We're at 48. Tram to lead control pressures, working on that. Fuel pump, remain on. Temperatures and pressures monitor. I'm watching my oil temperature.
Cool. Nice job doing that.
Yeah, I realized on my cross country that if you really do trim it, the plane will just naturally level off.
Yeah, you did a really nice job of that on our dual cross country.
It just keeps going just right.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And in this plane, with having roll trim and elevator trim, you can really dial it in so that this thing will just be rock solid.
What are we doing first?
All right, let's get out to our spot, and then we'll do. Why don't we start with steep turns?
Departure 128.75.
Just run straight for the hard stuff.
Would you rather start with something else? We can start with something else.
I don't know. I mean, on the way out, I guess we could stall it if we wanted to, but
We can do a stall if you want. Sure.
get it out of the way.
All right, sure. Why don't we do a power on stall?
Power on. All right, so let's first check our Bravo. Way out there. All right, so clearing turn.
Wow, that's beautiful today.
Not bad. Looking pretty clear. Okay, emergency landing spot. Maybe that big first point Malibu beach right below us, or there's one right in front.
There's a giant beach right below this right wing.
Yep, that's what I was looking at. That's
Yeah.
the point, first point.
Yeah.
All right, radar contact already made. Reference. Those islands way out there, or are those too hazy?
Sure, if that works for you.
Okay.
See them?
All right, so what you want is a power on stall.
Yes.
So when the check ride person asks you for that, are you allowed to walk it through in your head first? Or
Yeah, yeah,
do it?
sure. Absolutely. Take your time. You've got, you do not have to do anything fast.
Okay. So yeah, circuit's complete. Fuel pump is on. Power will go to 3,500 RPM. Pull the carb heat. Pitch to maintain altitude. Once within the wide arc, drop 10 degrees of flaps. Power idle. Pitch up for 50 knots. And then put your power to, the book says 3,900 RPM. You like sometimes higher than that.
Yeah, I think that you and I have different books, because mine says...
We did. So what,
yeah.
what should I do?
I think 39 is too low. I would do like 42.
So in that case, would you pull the carb heat?
You can turn the carb heat off once you get to 42, yeah. Once
Okay.
you power up, yeah.
Yeah, fine. Power 4,400, carb heat off. Pitching up until you induce a stall. Takes sometimes a while. Feel the stall, won't feel it very much. Right rudder, level off, nose down, full power. Once you're level, walk the flaps back. Sound good?
Yep.
All right, so power, we're at 3,500 feet, we're 82 knots. Power, 3,500 RPM, full. Trying to get 35. Once in the white arc, 10 degrees of flaps. Can't really see the flap markings. Okay, power idle. Pitching up for
Maintaining your altitude.
okay, power.
Too much power, right? Get that power to 42.
Yep.
A little less power.
42. Okay, sorry, I think 44.
That's okay.
All right.
Pitching up. Right rudder. Good. Keep that plane coordinated.
There we go. There's a little stall.
Sirius November 752 Hotel Golf with you at 5,100 timing direct Los Angeles.
Number 7 Hotel Golf, SoCal approach, Roger. Los Angeles altimeter is 29 or 901.
991
Okay.
Hotel Golf.
Okay, I was with you until you pulled the power back before you were sort of done with the maneuver.
Oh, because we didn't establish positive angle of climb, positive rate of climb yet.
Full power on the stall recovery. Full power, stall recovery, establish positive rate of climb, and then once you're sort of restabilized at your altitude and you're done with the maneuver, you can pull the power back.
Okay. Yeah, the only reason I pulled the power back is I knew our altitude was already really high.
Yeah, if
And
you're
we can
done
just
with the
kind of-
maneuver, then you can sort of
All right.
you can pull the power back. But just make sure that it's clear that you're done with the maneuver. You know that you're like restabilized. The stall has completely been taken care of. Okay, now we can
Go that way and do another one?
Sure.
Okay.
It doesn't look like Point Doom is
I
going to
s-
work out super
I
well
just
for
saw
us for that.
Okay.
For
What's
ground
our,
reference maneuvers.
what's our backup plan? Do we have one?
We look like we might be able to do some S turns there. The turns around a point, you might have to find something else.
All right.
Not a lot of like great options out here for it.
Sirius 7 Hotel Golf, proceed direct Ventura via wire.
Maybe something over there.
Okay, perceived
All
direct
right, you want to do the same thing, or you want to do power off?
Let's do the same thing. Let's do one more.
All right.
I'm just gonna pull this since we're going into the sun.
That's fine. Okay, so same procedure. We're gonna slow down a little bit. Okay, we're at 3,600. Okay, to start at 3,600.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, fuel pump on. Circa emergency landing areas, beach down there. Air contacts have been made. Reference point is Century City Towers. Configure aircraft. We're at 3,600. I'm going to pull the power back to 3,500 RPM. Pitch to maintain altitude. Burn them within the white arc. Drop 10 degrees of flaps. Power idle. Pitching to maintain altitude. Watching the right rudder. There's 50. We're going to go up to 42.
Pitching
Pitch,
up.
sun's in my eyes. Pitching up, pitching up,
A little more right rudder.
pitching up.
Keep that plane
And
coordinated.
there's our stall?
Yep.
Okay.
Recover.
Full power, recover. Wait for the positive climb angle. Yeah, we are descending. Doesn't feel like it, but we are. All right. Positive rate of climb. Now we can pull back the maneuver and walk back our flaps.
Cool. I would say in this case, once you've got once you're climbing, bring your flaps up, and then you can pull your power out. Go the other way.
Okay. It was pretty close. It took a while to start climbing again.
Yeah, I mean, that was mainly because we sort of had a fairly low pitch attitude, and that's fine. You're okay, you're building up speed. We didn't lose a lot of altitude, so weren't too worried about our altitude here, right?
All right. We move on, or should we do that again?
I would say let's just run it one more really quick.
All right. Okay. Landing gear, the range landing gear is still.
We can use the same circuit, just go for the maneuver again.
All right. Power 3,500 RPM, full of carb heat, pitch, maintain altitude, we're within the white arc, bump flaps, power idle, pitching up, going back to 42, carb heat in, pitching up, right rudder, pitching up, right rudder, very important, pitching up.
Coordination during this maneuver is everything.
And stall, recover. Waiting for positive rate of climb. Positive rate of climb is there. Walk back the flaps. Pull back the power.
Good. Excellent.
Satisfied?
Yeah, good. When you feel at the first indication of the stall in your check ride,
You don't have to exaggerate it. You can just recover right away.
When you feel the buffet, recover.
Okay. There's just like not much going on there, so
Yeah, I know, and that's okay.
all right. Should we reverse course or
Yeah,
continue this
let's
way?
reverse course so that we can not get cooked here.
Yeah, I can't see.
And then why don't we go into some power off stalls?
Okay. So power off stall is gonna start the same. Circa, fuel pump on, power 3,500 RPM, pitch maintain altitude. Once within the white arc, drop the full flaps. Power idle, pitch for 65 knots, but be careful not to drop 100 feet because you really can't get to 65 knots. And then once you feel like you've established a glide, pull up to induce a stall, wait for the buffet, use some right rudder, nose down, full power, carb heat off, flaps 20, establish positive rate of climb, walk back the rest of the flaps.
Cool.
8,700 golf.
Alright, so our reference point is the islands, and we are at 3,500. Okay, so power 3,500 RPM, carb heat out, drop the full flaps, pitching up to maintain altitude, power idle, pitch for, okay, the speed doesn't go. What do you want me to do here?
Well, the goal here is you're descending like you're coming into land. So
Alright.
full power, flaps 20, right?
Flaps 20. Okay, positive rate of climb, flaps 10.
Okay.
And we want to keep climbing. Still climbing, flaps 0.
Good. Cool. Let's run one more.
Yeah, flaps 20. That's the only thing. So yeah.
30 degrees flaps is just a lot of drag, you know?
Yeah. So why can't we get up to speed? What's the deal?
Well, you could lower the nose more, and you would then get up to that speed, but it's like...
It's not about that?
Well, it is... The goal is to simulate like you're coming into land, right? And then you pitch up too aggressively during like a bad go-around, and you stall the plane. So it is kind of the goal, yeah.
So, but
If
you don't.
you-
But you can't lose 100 feet.
You can lose 100 feet. Your point is to lose 100 feet. The goal is to descend like you're coming into land.
But it says in the whole maneuver you can't lose more than 100 feet.
No, not in the part of the maneuver where you're descending like you're coming into land.
Oh, can you turn the page?
Yeah, I mean, don't worry about this right now, but we'll look at this later. But
That's what I was practicing.
the goal
altitude plus minus 100 feet.
Yeah, but that's not for this part. The part where you're establishing a descent, like you're coming into land, is not part of that.
So
The plus minus 100 feet is bullshit. Just ignore that. That's not correct. I don't know who put that in there, but I just disagree with
that was like the one thing I was focusing on.
It's
pulling off the whole maneuver.
They took out. It used to be that there was a maximum altitude loss for stalls, but they took that out of the PTS intentionally because what they don't want people to do is try and recover from a stall without losing any altitude and then enter a secondary stall. So they now say, if you have to sacrifice altitude to recover from the stall, that's fine, do it.
All right, here we go. 3,000 for, so I guess the altitude doesn't matter, okay. So, reduce power to 3,500 RPM, pull the carb, maintain altitude with your pitch. We're well within the wide arc, jump full flaps, also
Cool. Now lower the nose.
Yeah,
there you go. Now we're descending like we're coming into land. You can talk this out with the instructor. Okay, cool.
So waiting 55 knots, coming into land, 56 knots.
American 253.
That's close enough.
See, it just doesn't go.
That's fine. That's close enough. That's like a short field landing, right?
Pitching up, right rudder.
Hold it right here. This is all the pitch attitude you need. You don't need any steeper than this.
128.65.
Gotcha.
128.65 day. 7 hotel golf.
Establishing a positive rate of climb. Good. Flaps 10. Maintaining positive rate of climb. Flap 0. Satisfied?
Yeah.
Sweet. We gotta turn around. What's going on with the,
Let's just keep going this direction for a second.
Oh, we'll clear the little cloud bank there?
Yeah, I think let's like...
What do you want to do, slow flight?
I want to do slow flight, but I want to just quickly take a peek and see if we can do ground reference maneuvers over here.
Okay.
And if not, then we'll go back the other direction and look for a spot over there.
Okay.
Let's see, let's do this. How does it look? I can't really tell. It's your side of the plane.
There's cloud scattered at about 1,000.
Make a left bank. Let's
see that down there?
Yeah, that's not really gonna work.
But it's cleared over. Like there's a pocket of clearance, but it's short. So like I'm gonna turn so that you can see it.
Okay, sounds good.
And I'm gonna turn back. 3, 2, 1. There's that pocket.
Yeah, I don't really want to like squeeze us between that. That just feels like
asking for trouble.
Yeah, it's like like we're gonna be fine, but like it just doesn't look that fun. All right, let's turn around. We'll go the other direction, and then we'll go into slow flight.
Into the sun. All right.
And
American 253, do not exceed 270 knots. 270 or less for American 253.
Yeah, a little bit of scattered clouds on the shore.
yeah.
All right, so circa's going to be the fact that we know there's a beach below us.
Yeah, I mean you can kind of see down there. You should be able to pick out a landing spot.
That was 2996 traffic, 11 o'clock and 6 miles southeast bound to Main Bridge at descending out of 11 for 9,000.
All right, looking good, 2996.
American 253, contact LA Center 135.5.
Yeah.
35.5 for American 253, good day.
All right. Reference point, Century City Towers.
Cool.
We are, let me get everything squared away, this is important. Okay, so we're aiming for Century City Towers.
Contact departure
We're at 72 degrees of a heading. We're at 3,500 feet. We're at 4,500 RPM at 80 knots. So I'm going to drop this just a little bit to 44 so we can get settled. Okay, so altitude is settled. Airspeed is at 79. You ready to start?
Sure.
Okay, so again, same procedure. Fuel pump on. Reduce power 3,500.
Good morning,
SoCal
County 960
maintain
Heavy is
altitude.
out of 1,600,
Drop
climbing
the full
5,000 on
flaps.
the dark 3.
County 960 Heavy, SoCal departure radar contact, climb via
Once
acidic,
we're at
maintain 9 or 1,000.
Climb
49, we can increase
9,000, County 960 Heavy.
power to maintain altitude. Now we're going to pitch for 42 knots, right? 42, 44? What are we doing?
40. We're gonna do 42 knots.
All right, so our altitude is the same, and our heading is 1 degree off.
So,
We're at
so
42.
yeah. So here's the deal. So 40 is the target speed, right? You get
Okay.
-0 is your margin, and +5.
Oh, 40 is the target?
Yeah.
So we're going to aim for 42.
So you get -0 +5. So
Okay.
I like to use 2 knots faster than the target. That way you get a -2 and a +3, you know?
Yep.
Imagine that you're...
And we're at a high angle of attack, so I'm putting in more right rudder.
Yep, good. Cool, so we're just flying along here. Maintain your heading and your altitude. And we're just using our pitch to control our speed and our power to control our altitude. So you're using your peripheral vision to judge where we are at. It's really hard to see over the cowling.
Yes.
All right, cool. Just keep flying along here. Let's go ahead and make a 90-degree turn to the right. Very good, nice and shallow. Perfect. Looking sweet. Keep watching your speed.
So we just went over.
Yeah, but that's okay. Make a correction. Just identify that you...
Did I fail just now?
No, identify that your speed is a little
All right,
off and you need to make a
45.
correction. That's all you got to do.
Okay, a little more than 90.
Okay? Using that peripheral vision, not getting fixated on any one instrument. Keep looking outside. Cool, let's make a 180-degree turn the other direction. The examiner isn't going to fail you because you went 1 knot over.
Good morning.
But what he's going to want to see is that you have identified that that has happened and that you're actively working to correct it, which is why it's good to be talking things out. Say, if I was doing this right now, I'd be going, okay, cool, my speed is looking good,
Altitude's
turns
looking
looking
good,
good,
speed's looking good.
yeah.
Ball's in the center, at 42 knots.
Traffic's 11 o'clock, 4 miles.
Coming up to my heading, great, there's, good.
That's us.
Looking for traffic through Juliet Kilo.
That's Juliet Kilo. You're in the turn there. They're about 4 miles to the northeast of you, westbound.
Looking for traffic through Juliet Kilo.
County 960 Heavy, contact LA Center 135.5.
Getting back to my appropriate speed.
Good, check out your altitude.
We're at 339. What did we start at?
Started at 35. So we gotta make a little bit of a correction, right? We gotta get some power in there. Good.
I thought it was 3.4.
Was it 3.4?
It might have been.
Okay.
I'll do better.
All right, that's fine. Let's just say, all right, okay, Cory, go ahead and take me up to 3,500 feet.
3,500 feet, sir, coming up.
And make a left turn flying down the coastline.
All right. feet, 43 knots.
Departure Southwest 4830, each out of Howard climbing to 5. Southwest 4838, Sir Cattle Park Shredder, contact, climb via SID. Climb via SID, 4838.
All right, cool. Let's go ahead and make a left 180-degree turn, take me down the coastline, go in the other direction. Not fixating on the instruments too much, looking outside, using that peripheral vision. This maneuver is so much easier when you just look outside and figure out what pitch attitude you need.
Do not exceed 270 knots.
Climb via the SID, except don't exceed 270 Delta 40.
Delta 40, contact LA Center 135.5.
Keeping an eye both on your speed
35
and your
knots,
altitude, right?
Altitude back up, yeah.
Yep, good.
SoCal Sky 3435, 1200, climbing 5000 on the dark 3.
3435, SoCal departure radar, contact, climb via
And that
SID,
speed, right? If you're getting that power in there, then you're going to need that back pressure to go with it. Those two things work together so much in this maneuver. If you're increasing the power, you've got to be pulling back on the stick. and vice versa.
Sorry, read back, cut out, verify climb via set, accept 270.
This maneuver is all about pitch and power together.
270 knots when able, Skies 34.
All right, 3,500 down the coast, 43 knots.
Good. Cool. Hold it here for a minute. All right, looking good. Staying nice and loose on the stick. Looking outside, not fixating the instruments. All right, let's go ahead and descend down to 3,400 feet.
Descending to 3,400 feet.
Good, we got a nice gentle descent going.
Yeah, I figured we'll get there.
Good, working that pitch and power together. We're holding the speed, but we got a nice descent going on. And you'll capture that altitude.
Southwest 4838 traffic, about 12 o'clock, 6 miles, turning eastbound, restricted above you, Embraer.
Look outside.
4830.
I'm not looking over there.
Okay.
I thought about it.
I once had to do an entire lesson where I taped paper over the whole panel.
How are we doing?
Doing good. Take a look. Pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Capture, just give it a little more back pressure and you'll capture that altitude and you'll slow down a bit.
Southwest 4838, contact approach 128.75. 175, 4838.
Is he going to do that? Check right.
Put the thing over the panel?
Yeah.
If he thinks you're staring at those instruments too much, he might. All right, cool. Let's go ahead and recover.
Full power, carbine in, flaps 20. Establish a positive rate of climb. We are. Flaps 10. Going to 3,500 RPM. I mean, 3,500 feet.
March Skies
Lap
141 kilo 4,000, flight 15,000,
Cool.
Lady J.
Yes, 141 kilo, SoCal, radar contact.
Nice job.
Might be the
Pass?
sixth,
That would pass?
Yeah, I think that
I
like
can do some.
like we can finesse all these things, but like I'm not worried. Like you're like all of these things will finesse a little bit, but you're in good shape. All right, cool. Simulated engine failure, Cory.
Oh.
35.5, Skies
Well,
34.
First we need to pitch for 60 knots. So we're going to follow the ABCs on this. First is airspeed at 60. Second is identify the best field for an upwind pattern landing. So, I believe there's a nice stretch of beach right there. And it looks like the tide is a little bit high. Although that you can put it in the breakers if you need to. Alright, so let's get our speed at 60 instead of 65. Okay, so we're at 60. Okay, C would be a checklist. So that would be a 7-up checklist. And that would be throttle cracked, choke off, fuel selector. I'm going to go ahead and switch tanks, watch my PSI.
And capture.
Alright, so PSI didn't drop. Okay, we've switched our fuel tanks. Our carb heat is on, our fuel pump is on. Our master switch is on. Okay, we start to restart. What happens?
Didn't work.
Shit. Okay. Now we need to squawk 7700 and declare an emergency on 121.5.
Or in this case, we're already talking to approach, so you just declare with him.
Okay. Declare with him. Looking down here. Now, we flaps as required. Not just yet. Engine shut off, so we're going to put the fuel tank neutral, fuel pump off, ignition off. Pitching here. Ultimately, we would get ready with our seat belts tightened and our switches off and our canopy unhatched.
Good.
And
Good job talking through all of that.
I'm keeping an eye on my landing area. We're at 2,500 feet.
Cool.
We know that if we make a 360, we're going to lose about 700 feet. Okay, so let's get our speed down. A little bit close to the terrain here, but I think we're going to pull off this turn just fine. Trying to maintain 60 knots. also got, okay, yeah, we're descending pretty fast, so let's pitch up. Oh, there's a better landing spot over there. I like that better. Now, do I have permission just to switch landing spots? We're at 2,200 feet. We're just a bit over it. I believe we will make it. So
Yeah, if you see something that you think is going to be better.
that looks much better. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go back around 180. We're going to drop about 500 feet to do that. And then another 180 drop. So I need about 1,000 feet to get into this pattern. So I'm going to start turning soon. And I'm going to go ahead and start turning now. Gotta be like that guy on the YouTube video, huh?
Mark SkyWest to 3311, 900, climbing 5,000.
Yeah, it's 3311.
I see what you're saying. The tide's pretty high.
Yeah.
Sky 3311.
So which direction are you going to be landing?
I'm gonna do a 360 and land.
Watch your speed.
Yeah, I see that. I watch the bank too. Yeah, it's right under me.
Get yourself established by 1,000 feet.
There's that beach. I still don't feel like I'm in just right spot yet. Alright, I'm gonna start making it like 180. I would extend my downwind.
Okay, let's go ahead and recover. So,
I didn't use any flaps. Forgot the flaps.
a couple comments on that. So, first of all, you kind of went from choosing a really nice long stretch of beach, granted narrow with a high tide, but really long, which gives you a lot of flexibility.
So like a short field.
To like a short field, yeah, that was like, you gotta nail it.
It was wide, but it wasn't long.
It was wide, but it's like you gotta nail it in order for this to work out. You know, you have no margin for coming up short or overshooting, which is, I would choose the narrow Long
Gotcha.
Beach any day.
Yeah, and as we got closer, probably about 2,000 feet, maybe wanted to drop about 10 degrees of flaps, and then when I felt like I was going to like in a base turn, get like to 20 degrees, try to simulate a normal approach, and then on final maybe drop 30.
Yeah, I want you to think a little bit more as you're descending about like what position you want this plane to be in relative to your landing spot at 1,000 feet. Think through like, okay, where do I want to be?
I want to be just about either like right on close to final.
You want to be like downwind to beam kind of thing, so that you can make a power off 180. Like, the best thing you can do,
or a little bit further even.
Yeah, like
Downwind.
the best thing you can do is to make this feel as familiar as possible, right? Like, we're not making up anything new.
Exactly.
We've done power off 180s a bunch of times, so if you can put yourself in a position where you can do a power off 180 and you're, 1,000 to 1,400 feet downwind to beam, that's going to feel really familiar to you. And that is going to set you up for a good situation. So honestly, I would say like the
Just
best thing you can do is try and set
longer
yourself up
runway.
for a power off 180. Yeah.
Longer is better than wider.
3311, traffic, 10 o'clock, 5 miles.
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, don't choose something so narrow that you're not going to be able to squeeze the plane in there. But I think that beach was plenty wide for us to put this 25-foot wide plane down on.
All right, so now we got to do steep turn, right?
Yeah.
Unless you wanted to run through that scenario again.
I want to go up and do a steep turn, and then we'll do a power off. We'll do a emergency descent again. But I have an idea for what I want to do with that.
Are they gonna? Do I have to do a power off 180 landing with the check ride?
typically, it's...
Not always.
I think it's optional. I gotta look in the thing. I'm not sure if it's a mandatory maneuver off the top of my head.
I'm gonna go back that way.
Let's just keep going this way. We can do it over here. We'll do a steep turn over here somewhere, and then 3,000 feet's fine. All right. Go ahead and get yourself set up for a steep turn.
All right, so for a steep turn, we want our power to be about 4,400 on the start. We want to be level, light.
Let's just go ahead and flip around, actually, so that we can not get too close to the Santa Monica airspace.
It's just about 45.
It sure is.
Okay. Got to pull power out on the rollout, right?
Yep.
Okay. That was a good little starter move. Okay, so basically we'll just start this here.
Yeah, we can go ahead.
You want me to go a little further?
No, this is fine right here.
All right, so 3,070, 4,500 RPM. Procedure here is to bank with rudder, then apply back pressure and power, keeping my eyes over the cowling, glancing at my instruments, not losing anything more than 100 feet. Right?
Yep.
All right, so let's go ahead.
What airspeed are we doing? 75?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
That worked, huh?
Yep. Your speed got a little bit high at the end, but you were within range. Cool. Let's do one the other way.
All right. 3,010, 77 knots. There we go.
Right rudder. A lot of right rudder. There you go. Speed's way off here.
Why is that?
Insufficient power.
Insufficient power. That's right. All right, we'll do this
Let's restart this one, yeah.
Yeah. So we should go from like 4,400 to what, like 4,800?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I realized that I hadn't practiced it going right now.
You what?
I hadn't practiced it going right.
You got to do it both directions.
I know,
on your check, right?
I
Yep.
know. Nailed it left. Okay, so here we go. 3,040.
Get yourself lined up on a reference point.
Yeah, I'm looking. I don't really see one anymore.
Just use the coastline.
Oh, I see the islands out there. They're faded, but they're there.
Okay.
All right. Let me see if I can get trimmed out for a second.
Yeah, get yourself set up. There's no rush to start this maneuver.
All right, we are cruising along at 76 knots, and we're climbing. I want to climb. Which means our speed should increase. Yeah, 76, 75. Okay, we're going to bank right rudder, apply more power this time, and not too much back pressure. Ready?
Yep, whenever you are. Might be a lot of power. You might want a little less. Yeah, there you go. Seeing a lot of sky. Good. We had a bit of a climb going on.
Yeah, we got it within 90 feet.
Yeah.
Barely made that work.
Yeah.
Gotta be sharper.
Cool, let's try one more and then we'll head back towards Santa Monica.
Okay. Feeling pretty good about
Yeah, I want to finesse these, but
Friday?
yeah.
Yeah, we have time.
You need, yeah, I mean, these are things that like, you know, when you come out here and you work on them, you're improving them, you know what I mean? And it's like, I come out here, I check in with you, I give you comments, and then you're coming out here and you're working on this stuff, you know?
Yep.
So, okay, cool, let's try that one more time.
All right, just get
I think you
leveled out.
came in with a little too much power initially.
I saw that, yeah.
And what ended up happening is that you ended up having too high of a pitch attitude. You kind of held your airspeed because of that high pitch attitude, but then we picked up that 100 feet or 90 feet.
All right, so this time we're at 3,100, 4,300 RPM, 74 knots.
Cool.
And dipping, rudder, back pressure, power. More power.
See how your speed's bleeding off right now? That's because of too much initial back pressure. But then now you're in a good pitch attitude. Looking good. This is nice. This is really good. Airspeed stable, altitude stable. That was good.
Hey, we stayed at 3,200
Yeah,
feet.
you did.
High
So,
five.
nicely done.
Yes.
Sweet. All right, turn back towards Santa Monica, but hold your altitude. What I'd like to do, and I don't know if power is going to let us do this, but what I'd like to do is ask them if we can do a simulated engine out over the field all the way down to a landing.
Wow, what does that mean?
It means basically we're going to do what we did for the beach, except you're gonna get yourself down and you're actually going to land on the runway.
Whoa.
Whether or not they'll give it to us, I don't know. But if they're not too busy, they will. They should.
Your controls for a second. I'll grab something out of my bag.
Sure. Plane.
Your control.
My controls.
Got a little blind head.
Steep turns.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Want me to take it back, or you want it?
Yeah, if you whatever you want.
You can fly.
Okay. You let me know when you want it.
I haven't been a passenger in a while. I'll take it back in a few seconds.
Yeah, whenever you want.
Do you listen to ATIS?
Go for it. 1915.
Skies clear. 2.17, altimeter 29900. R900 approaches east, landing departing runway 21. Hazardous weather for Southern California, available flight service frequencies. Notice airman, Southeast runway 21 out of service. Santa Monica VOR DME is out of service. Advise on what contact you have Oscar.
Oscar.
Santa Monica Airport Information Oscar 15510 observation, wind 210 at 3, visibility 10.
Destiny 696.
My controls?
Your controls?
128.75.
You've got the point.
All right. Thank you for that.
Nope. No problem.
Hazardous weather for Southern California, available on flight service frequencies.
We're on
Notice
Oscar.
airman, Southeast runway 21 out of service. Santa Monica VOR DME is out of service. Advise on what contact you have Oscar.
All right,
Hear
let
the
them know
winds.
we're inbound to Santa Monica.
Okay. Can you hear the winds real quick?
Sure.
Santa Monica Airport Information Oscar 15510 observation, wind 210 at 3, visibility 10.
210 at 3. Perfect.
Yeah.
SoCal Sportcruiser 643, Julia Kilo inbound for Santa Monica with information Oscar.
43 Juliet Kilo.
Roger. Joseph says he wants to hear people say Wilco more often.
I've never heard that.
Never heard Wilco?
No, I've never heard that he wants to hear people say that.
He was being facetious, but he likes the word. His husband doesn't like it when he uses it at home.
I was going to say, such like a wacky term.
1100 from 5,000.
1371, SoCal departure, radar contact, climb via SID.
Columbia to SID, Alaska 1371.
Maybe that's him.
Could be.
Why doesn't he change this over yet?
1371.
We're not in the, because we're not in the...
Probably because we're not descending.
And approach 3 Juliet Kilo. Be advised, we're going to try and do a box pattern descent over San Juan Airport if they can approve it.
3 Juliet Kilo, roger, advise the tower once,
Once what?
Which speaks to
Punching in 5 out of 7.
I just wanted to let him know that.
Yeah, but what he said
we're not.
once we're in the...
He said advise tower once you speak to them, but he hasn't given us the handoff yet. So. But I wanted to tell him because I didn't want him to think that we were
going at normal pattern landing,
or that we were delaying. That like I was trying to get him to give us the handoff to Santa Monica Tower. Is what I was trying to do.
Sport 3 Juliet Kilo, radar service terminated, remain on your beacon code, frequency change approved.
Frequency change approved, remain on beacon code 643 Juliet Kilo.
Alright, I gotcha. Let me talk to them really quick.
And San Juan Tower, light support 643 Juliet Kilo, 7 Palisades, 2,800 inbound with Oscar for landing. We'd like to do a simulated engine of descent over the field to a landing if you guys can accommodate.
We're 643 Juliet Kilo, do you want to overfly the airport?
We can overfly the airport and then circle on the south side, or we can circle on the north side. It's up to you.
For 3 Juliet Kilo, I don't have any traffic for you, so I'll let you decide. Approved as requested. We'll make it right traffic.
Okay, right traffic, and we'll be approved for descent over the north side of the field. 643 Juliet Kilo.
Santa Monica, please stand. Be eastbound, we're in
Right.
with you.
Please
So,
approved.
just go ahead and hold this altitude.
6 here, Papa, how are you going to Santa
What
Barbara?
we're going to do is you're going to descend. I'm going to give you an edge failure somewhere over here, and you're going to do a circle, descent down, and try and set yourself up to just make a nice power off 180 for landing.
Number 3 Juliet Kilo, runway 21, clear to land.
Runway 21, clear to land, 3 Juliet Kilo.
Would you prefer to be on the south side of the field where you're making left traffic?
Yeah.
Okay.
And 3 Juliet Kilo, if we can do this on the south side of the field, that would be preferable for us.
3 Juliet Kilo, all right, make left traffic.
Left traffic, 3 Juliet Kilo, thanks.
All right, cool. So once we get over top of the field, I'm going to give you an engine failure, simulated engine failure.
Okay.
So you're going to be circling down, trying to get yourself set up so that you're downwind to beam at an altitude that you're familiar with. Something like,
What's our safe word? Like, what's our out if we have? Not if it.
Go around.
Yeah, there you go. And we can add power. We can.
Yeah. If you need to terminate the maneuver, add power, climb out.
Go around the safe word.
Yeah. Go around is always the safe word. It's okay. Don't get stressed out here. This is a good maneuver to practice.
Well, I'm sure it's good to practice.
If you could put this plane down from 2,600 feet on the runway numbers, I'm gonna buy you a beer. That's the deal. You can put this thing down safely on the numbers. In this situation, then that means that if you had a real engine out, you'd be able to put yourself on that golf course or on that beach, wherever you wanted to be.
Santa Monica Police,
safely make a nice landing.
Turn south for LA. We will call you back.
Please stand, thank you, sir.
All right. All right, cool. Simulated engine failure.
All right. So, airspeed, pitch force, 60 knots. Best field for an upwind pattern landing. By the way, look at our canopy.
I know. I noticed it when we took off.
Best field is our airport.
Yeah, good.
Okay. So, checklist, throttle cracked, choke off, carpet on, fuel selector, switch, match switch on, starting engage, no dice. A, B, C, D, we're going to declare an emergency. We say tower, we have no engine. We're doing an emergency landing. We're going to do it 20 this way.
Yeah, I would say what you could do would probably be to put yourself more like in a downwind so that you're making 360s sort of off of a normal downwind, right? So that it just kind of feels like a normal, just everything normal. Try and do everything as if this was just an airport, you know? Or it's a beach in this case. We're imagining it's a beach, but like, imagine just a normal traffic pattern.
For 6
right?
Papa contact SoCal 125.2, someone.
Contacting SoCal 125.260 Papa.
So it feels like you're pretty close to the airport here, like probably too close, right? Like
You're going to S it back.
Yeah, exactly. Like try and squeak your way back around to be in like a proper downwind. All right, cool. We're at 1770. Sort of coming into the downwind. Probably could do one more 360, right? We're going to lose about 700 feet, we said, so let's go ahead and do that. That'll put us 1,000 feet downwind to beam. That's probably going to be pretty optimal, right?
Should.
It's probably also less than 700 feet, honestly.
Yeah.
It's probably more like 500 feet. Cool. We're also kind of circling a little bit far down the downwind. You know, we're not really like at a beam point. So I would say that that would be something optimal to consider doing in the future as well. Is sort of circling so that when you roll out of a 360, you're sort of downwind to beam. But this is looking pretty good. Maybe widen yourself out from the airport just a little bit. Feels like we're just a little bit tight. So keep widening yourself out, widening yourself out. All right, cool. Give yourself a little bit more space, I think. Great, we're sort of downwind to beam, we're cleared to land, and now it's just a power off 180. We've done this before, right?
Yeah.
Watching your landing point, deciding where you're gonna make your turn, giving yourself that space. Aiming about 1/3 of the way down the runway. That way you've got a little space to come up short and space to overshoot. Cool, when you think it's time, go ahead and make your turn. Looking good. I'd say dump your full flaps now. A little more descent, more nose down, a little more nose down. Get that, here, let's get that altitude out into the plane. A little more nose down. Keep going down. Don't pull back. Keep going down. Keep going down. Keep going down. Keep going down. More. 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 Good. Good. Keep going down. Get yourself over the runway and then hold it. Hold it off. Hold it off. Pretend you're doing a soft field landing now. Pretend you're doing a soft field landing. Just hold it off as long as you can. Keep holding. Keep holding. Keep holding. Keep holding.
Not quite my beer, but we'll take it.
I'll take it. You got yourself safely down from 2,700 feet onto the runway.
Brakes. We did. I didn't want to land quite just quite on the numbers because I want to get this over.
Yeah, I told you to land 1/3 of the way down the runway. So you notice at the end there, or you can go ahead.
Lord, thank you for that. Contact to ground 643 Juliet Kilo.
3 Juliet Kilo, you're sure welcome. Have a great day.
Santa Monica ground, Sportcruiser 643 Juliet Kilo at Bravo 3 runway 21. Request taxi back to runway 21.
Flight Sport 643 Juliet Kilo, Santa Monica ground, runway 21, taxi to Bravo.
Runway 21, taxi to Bravo 643 Juliet Kilo.
So, you notice at the end there, I started telling you more down, right?
Yeah.
Because what I was trying to get you
We were going to be too high over the numbers.
Yeah, what I was trying to get you to do is get down low over the runway so that we can dissipate some of that extra speed in a float over the runway. So getting you down to the ground, you can start your round out, and then we can be level and burning off that speed over the ground. It would be great if we could, in a perfect world, you would be able to hold your speed all the way down and just make a nice short field landing in an engine out situation, right? Because we might not have a Long Beach, but I will take that. To go, you got yourself down, you circled in the downwind, you put yourself in a position to make a normal power off 180 down to the runway. That's what the emergency descent is all about. The whole goal of the emergency descent is to set yourself up for a familiar landing. So put yourself in a downwind so that you can make a nice power off 180. Or put yourself on a straight end, but the straight end is not my preferred power off situation because there's no adjustment. You have no means of adjusting. All you can do is make an S turn and that's it. But you can't shorten anything, and you can't extend anything.
Yeah. All right, cool. That's good. Now, what would you like to do?
All right, let's do a
Mr. Examiner.
let's do a soft field takeoff. Let's do one more soft field takeoff, and then we'll do a short field takeoff. Your short field takeoffs were pretty good last time. I think the soft field takeoff, I want to get you to just level up a little lower, and then let's do a soft field landing.
Cool.
We've got about 40 minutes.
There's the yellow bird. There's only 4 seats in that?
Yeah.
Would be a different type to go with 6?
No, they've got 6-seat versions of the Cherokee, but this
that's
is
fine with your private pilot.
yeah. The 6-seat Cherokee is really nice. I really like the 6-seat Cherokees.
Definitely nicer, huh? Early in the morning. Oh. Yeah. So Friday I have an appointment at 9 o'clock.
Okay. So what do we have? The plane?
I don't know. I don't think we have a plane. Unless you reserved.
I reserved the plane. Yeah.
Must have been 7.
I reserved, I think 7, but it's 7 to 9:30. 7 to 9.
I think you did say 7 to 9:30.
We can do 7 to 9 if you want. What time is your appointment?
I just gotta be in the car at 9.
You'll be in the car at 9?
Yeah.
All right, let's do 7 to 9. That's fine.
Okay. It seems like we got a lot done in short order.
Yeah. Well, it's quiet. We don't have to wait for it to burn. We can just get out there. If you want to, we can't start the engine before 7, but if you want to, you can get here before it and pre-flight, and then we'll just start the engine right at 7, and then that way we can be done by, with plenty of time for your thing.
Call. All right. So, air conditioning.
I'll do this. You do the rest of the checklist.
All right. Flap set for takeoff. Fuel pump is on. Trim. Trim is set. Pitch trim is set. Roll trim set. CHT is good.
Santa Monica Tower, Sportcruiser 643 Juliet Kilo at runway 21. Request left, closed traffic.
Sportcruiser Sportcruiser 643 Julia Kilo, Santa Monica Tower, left close traffic, approved runway 21, cleared for takeoff.
Runway 21, clear for takeoff, left close traffic, 643 Julia Kilo.
Alright. Main block is secure. Car beat in, flaps 10, fuel on, landing light on. That's already done. Okay, so we are soft field. Alright, yep. Alright, so pull back pressure. We are entering. Now we're entering grass field.
Cool. I saw you trying to do it there, and that was good. I think what happened is you lowered the nose just a little too soon, and so we kind of came back down on the runway. Not bad. I see you trying to do the thing, so I respect that.
Okay.
That's just a finesse thing there. Good.
Not a fail.
Not a fail. I would like to get you like sort of
better.
off the ground, but I see you trying to do the thing, so
I know what to do.
yeah. I see you overcoming the urge not to lower the nose, so that's
But
good.
Santa Monica Tower, right turn shoreline,
Definitely
approved,
more
runway
comfortable.
21, cleared for takeoff.
21, clear for takeoff, 22 Papa.
Yeah, we've been flying every other day for almost a week now.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's really great.
We have Friday, and then we're supposed to fly on Sunday.
Yeah.
But look at the calendar again. I can't remember what time. I think it's in the afternoon. As long as Sunday is in the afternoon, I think that'll be okay.
I think we're in the afternoon on Sunday.
Sunday morning will definitely not be. Neither of us will be fresh.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't have booked you on the morning. We've got 1 p.m.
Okay.
I'm sure we'll cook in the plane, but
Yeah, let's see what else.
see what the other options are. Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll decide on Friday if we want to do it on Sunday.
Okay. Sounds good.
I'd like to take the day off.
Number 3, Julia Kilo, clear for the option, runway 21.
Clear for the option, number 3, runway 21, 643 Julia Kilo.
So number 3.
Number 3.
3 Julia Kilo, you're number 1.
Number 1, clear for runway 21, 643 Julia Kilo.
I was like, I don't
I heard
know
number
about the number
3.
3. I think he was saying 643.
Oh, 643. Okay.
I
Well,
was like,
4 Sierra Charlie, where are you going from there?
4 Sierra Charlie, we're just going to maneuver along the beach here, just do some low-level ground reference maneuvers.
Number 22 Papa, contact SoCal 125.2, so long.
all right, show me a nice soft field landing.
125.2, good day, 22 Papa.
Man, the mornings are just the best. Not roasting in the plane. Nice and quiet out here. There's not 9,000 other people all trying to land at the same time.
Yeah. Get a lot done.
Yeah, a lot done.
Reserve 2 Sierra, no observed traffic, frequency change approved, so long.
Sentinel Air aircraft, hazardous weather information for San Francisco and Salt Lake City, Airmet Sierra update number 3, Airmet Tango update 2, and Airmet Zulu update 2 are all available on flight service frequencies.
Santa Monica Tower, 113 Alpha Whiskey, ready for takeoff at 21, right turn at the shoreline.
113 Alpha Whiskey, Santa Monica Tower, hold short, runway 21.
3 Alpha Whiskey, holding short, 21.
There, get yourself down there. Hold it off, hold it off, hold it off. Bump it out. Right.
Pretty good.
Yeah, still not a full stall landing though, right? You're landing softly, but we gotta be getting this, it's like, we gotta be, look at this, the plane is still wanting to fly here. I can still be holding that nose wheel. Now, at 32 knots, the nose came down, right?
Yeah, so still float longer.
Yeah, which I think part of like what you're struggling with here too is the fact that like we're burning up a lot of runway, and I think that part of that is that you should choose an aiming point.
Contact on the Juliet Kilo.
Choose an aiming point before the runway. Our aiming point right now has kind of been the numbers, right? Like so you're coming down and you're starting that round out there.
The high performance taxi to
use all of the available runway. Aim to like the beginning of the blast pad.
Cessna 3 Mike Victor, taxi to Bill via Bravo.
I'm just going to go to Santa Monica Flyers, front line over here.
Roger.
Santa Monica Ground, Sportcruiser 643 Juliet Kilo at Bravo 3, runway 21. Request taxi back to runway 21.
Right, Sport 643 Juliet Kilo, Santa Monica Ground, runway 21, taxi via Bravo.
Runway 21, taxi to Bravo 643 Juliet Kilo.
Like, and I'm glad that you're making a soft landing. I mean, that was a very gentle touchdown. You know, your passengers would like that a lot. And you'll certainly impress your fiancée. But that's only part of this maneuver, right?
Yeah. You gotta be slower. Full stall touchdown.
Yeah.
So float a little bit higher to give us a little more space for a longer
I'm saying
roll.
choose your aiming point earlier. So like aim, rather than choosing the runway numbers as your aiming point to fly down to, choose the beginning of the blast pad. Of the concrete pad that's before the runway.
I get it.
Yeah.
That always makes me a little nervous because I don't want to touch down, which we won't if we're doing this right.
You're not going to. I mean, like, you never touch down at the point where you're aiming, right? Because
No, I
that
know.
whole
I'm
round
just saying I don't want to touch down on the before the runway before the threshold actually starts.
You won't. Don't worry. That blast pad isn't very big.
Yeah, gotcha.
You're landing softly, you know, like, and that's good, and that's like, you know, that's definitely a key metric here. Is, you know, if you blast it into the ground, that's definitely gonna be bad. But so you're doing that nicely, you know.
Hey, it looks like this guy maybe. Oh no, I was hoping somebody would leave so we can park.
Looks like maybe they're gonna pull. I don't know. Yeah, that might be one.
All right, let's try again.
Santa Monica Ground.
Do you want to do a short field
5148
takeoff?
Victor.
Sure.
At Bravo 5 run up.
You wanna-
I kind of want to keep going with those soft field
Yeah, let's do
takeoffs. The short field takeoff you're
that.
doing pretty well with.
Check.
Skyhawk 48 Victor, behind the light sport off your left, runway 21, taxi straight ahead.
Behind that Sky Vector, taxi straight ahead. 5148 Victor, thank you.
Victor Vector.
We're a Sky Vector? I guess technically an airplane is a Sky Vector.
I guess that's true.
vectors. I remember vectors.
What's your vector, Victor?
You want to lock the canopy. Now you want to keep it more.
I'll close it when they give us a takeoff clearance.
All right, holding short.
Percent lose a loud fit out here. We'll make right traffic 2-1. Looking for the Bonanza.
Bonanza 3 Alpha Whiskey traffic 10 o'clock and 2 miles is a Seneca descending out of 2,400.
3 Alpha Whiskey looking. I got traffic inside.
The 3 Alpha Whiskey, thank you.
San Marco Tower, Sportcruiser 643 Juliet Kilo holding short, Bravo 5, runway 21, request left close traffic.
Sportcruiser 643 Juliet Kilo, Santa Monica Tower, left close traffic, approved, runway 21, clear for takeoff.
Left close traffic approved, runway 21, clear for takeoff, 643 Juliet Kilo.
All right, canopy locked and secured. Flap set for 10 degrees. Car feet in, because the landing on. Latch the canopy, and nobody's going to be on top of this.
Good.
Now let's pull this out, pull this all the way back. And last time I did a good job getting the nose up,
Yeah.
and then leveled off too soon.
Yeah, you just release the back pressure and we kind of came back down onto the runway. So try and just hold it until we're sort of airborne and just level us that 2 feet over the runway. I'll kind of cue you a little bit on that.
Seneca 5, Romeo
Get
Victor,
that
runway
nose
21,
light.
clear to land.
Good.
Cleared land,
Yep, keep holding that back pressure. And now level, now level. See that? See how we're holding it 2 feet over the runway here?
Yep.
This is what I want to see.
That's about like 5 feet, but okay.
Okay, well, whatever that sight picture is, that's what it needs to be.
Okay.
So I pushed forward on the stick there. You could feel me pushing forward on the stick. That's what you need to do in that maneuver.
Okay.
And the 3 Alpha Whiskey frequency change approved, I think.
Victor, holding short, runway 21, request right
Our
close.
latch isn't.
Right downwind, departure.
The 353 Mike Victor, Santa Monica Tower, right now in departure approved at the shoreline, runway 21, cleared for takeoff.
The Santa Monica Tower, 5148 Victor, right turn to shoreline approved, thank you.
Number 5148 Victor, thank you,
So
sir.
I want to do one more soft field takeoff after this one, and I want you to show me,
Take off runway 21, 5148 Victor.
without me pushing on the stick, what we just did.
Yes, sir. It's been a pretty good day so far.
Yeah, having a lot of fun.
And
Beautiful.
Tower, helicopter 335 Alpha Hotel, American Flyers with Oscar, like a runway 3 departure.
Where is American?
Helicopter
They don't exist
Hotel,
anymore
Santa Monica
here.
Tower, I have your request.
He must be like an old school Santa Monica guy who just like is referring to the old Santa Monica Flyers, or the American Flyers building.
So on the signature at Long Beach,
Uh-huh.
can you have people wait for you there?
Yeah.
Cool. Do they charge you by the minute?
No.
They're like, all right, your 4 passengers waited for 40 minutes, that'll be $400.
No. They don't charge you for the passengers, they charge you for everything else.
But that'll be pretty sweet. I mean, if they go park and wait there, that'll be a pretty executive experience.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the CEO for a flight.
Okay.
End of August. In Long Beach, that's why. He's learning. He's a student pilot too.
Okay, cool. Nice.
I've been keeping him abreast of my progress.
So you can take him flying as your friend, but you can't take him flying as your
Number 3
business
Juliet Kilo,
colleague,
make a right
right?
360.
Right 363 Juliet Kilo.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I'm not a charter pilot. And it would just be take off, fly over the convention center, come back land or something.
Yeah, that'll be super fun. It's
Yeah.
cool that he's also learning to fly. That's probably a good bonding thing for you guys.
Yeah. I think it's called job security.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, I don't really want to learn to fly. I just am doing it to impress him. I'm not sure that's a good financial investment.
All right. You go broke just trying to
Yeah.
keep up.
Santa 5, Romeo Victor, where do you want to go?
5 Roger's going Atlantic.
5 Romeo Victor, the next Alpha intersection, make a right turn and contact ground.
5 Romeo Victor, off at Alpha 2, contact ground.
Alright, Tower, what are we doing? Getting our downwind right now.
The 325 Alpha Hotel, Santa Monica Tower intersection, runway 3, cleared for takeoff. Wind 21.
5 Alpha down.
For 3 Juliet Kilo, I've got a runway 3 departure opposite direction. I'll call your base lead.
You'll call my base 643 Juliet Kilo.
Who's departing runway 3 right now?
Somebody that's lazy doesn't want to take off the other direction. Turn
Probably.
around.
That's probably exactly what it is, honestly.
Like you said, you can request it if you want to.
You can.
What is all? This is all red. That means that we'd run into it if we kept flying straight.
Yeah, so the terrain, that's the terrain overlay, and down here you can see it says that anything in red is less than 100 feet below us is the altitude, and anything in yellow is less than 1,000
Where did
feet.
you want to go from there?
That's pretty cool.
Proceed to,
Yeah, it's really good when you're flying through like a mountain
So you don't
pass or
have to
something.
10 basically?
yeah, we'll make another turn out for you.
All right, sounds fine. Number 3 Juliet Kilo, base leg approved, runway 21 cleared for the option.
Base leg approved, runway 21 clear for the option 643 Juliet Kilo.
5 Alpha Hotel, light sports, about 12 o'clock, moving to 11 o'clock in about a mile.
Traffic side 5 Alpha down.
Might have been a helicopter departing out of there. Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Yeah. I got him in sight. Shouldn't be an issue for us. Alright, cool. Show me a nice soft field landing.
Okay. Dissipate all energy.
Aim for the beginning of the concrete. Down.
Just getting set there.
Yeah.
I noticed I see it. We're getting pushed up by You ever get nervous with your students? In the beginning?
No.
They somehow always get some calm meter.
I appreciate that.
Helps a lot.
I try to bring a calm demeanor. It's already a stressful environment enough as it is.
That's an understatement.
Okay. This is like, yeah, keep aiming for that point. See how much lower we are at this point relative to the runway? This is good here.
Santa Monica Tower 514 Victor, frequency change to Van Nuys.
448 Victor, frequency change approved. So long.
Keep pulling.
Santa Monica Tower 514
right
Victor,
rudder.
frequency change approved. Thank you.
See how I'm pulling back here? See how we're doing that? Holding it.
Closer.
Yeah.
Closer. I know, it's so quick. It's like you're in the right spot, and all of a sudden you're in the wrong spot.
Yeah, and that's how it works because you're dissipating speed. So, what was enough back pressure to hold you off a second ago?
But it's not like a general. It's not gradual. It's like shift from here to here right now.
Yeah,
it feels that way.
It should be a kind of linear, gradual thing.
It should be.
But in reality, it's sort of hard to accomplish that. So it's kind of a process of going like, okay, that's enough. Oh, that's not enough. Okay, a little bit more. You know, that's how it goes. And your pitch attitude, it gets tough because it's hard to see over the cowling. But, you know, lean your head a little to the left so that you get a little better visibility.
Santa Monica ground, Sportcruiser 643 Juliet Kilo at Bravo 3, runway 21, request taxi back to runway 21.
Center Monkey Ground, runway 21, taxi via Bravo.
Runway 21, taxi via Bravo, 643 Juliet Kilo.
Alright.
Cool.
What do you want to do now?
I want to do one more. I want you to show me the takeoff, the soft field takeoff like the last one, but without me helping.
Oh, soft field again. Okay.
Yep.
Got it.
And then one more.
Soft field landing.
Should we do a short? You want to do one short field?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do a short field.
Which is pretty much kind of it's the same landing aiming point.
Yeah. Choose that same aiming point. Come in at 55 knots for that one, and then and put it down on the numbers. That whole last thing was, your approach in that last one was really good. That was the sort of approach that I think you should be making for these maneuvers. And I think that'll work out really nicely for you. If you do that same approach, 55 knots on short final, you'll put it down on the numbers.
You won't float it nearly as far.
You won't float it nearly as far, and you don't need to kind of get it to a full stall landing if that's not what it, I want you to put it on the numbers. Obviously, I don't want you to jam it down onto the numbers.
Yeah.
But
we still haven't done the bump of power. Do we not needed it? Is that optional?
Well, it's not sort of optional. I mean, it is part of the maneuver, but what I'm trying to get you to do is get that sort of full stall landing going on. I do want to keep working on those with you on Friday.
So Friday, maybe we'll fly
You
out.
can also come out and keep working on these on your own.
I have no time.
Yeah.
We're flying every other day.
Yeah.
I don't have time tomorrow, and then we're flying again Friday morning.
Yeah.
So Friday we'll go out and hopefully be able to do maybe turn around point and S-turn, come back and do the performance takeoff landings.
Yeah. I'm honestly less worried about the ground reference maneuvers.
Yeah.
Like we'll definitely do them before your check ride, but like
okay, we'll just focus on the landing.
yeah, I want to get these takeoffs and landings like into solid shape, and then we'll go out and do more maneuver finessing.
Maybe we'll do that on Sunday.
Yeah, the other thing Sunday you could do is go fly solo and practice all of this stuff. It's up to you.
Texas Bravo 5 via Bravo.
Bravo 5 round via Bravo, and we'll stay outside of Bravo and flash 0214. Go.
Nice work, though. Good work today, honestly.
Such a bummer. I hate walking.
Oh.
All right, you hold that a bit.
I got this.
All right. Flaps. So, let's see. Come on.
Transition approved, recommend 2 seconds.
When you call him, ask him if he wants us to squawk 12.
Oh, yeah.
Santa Monica Tower, Sportcruiser 643 Juliet Kilo, holding short Bravo 5, runway 21. Request left closed traffic. Also would like to know if we should reset our transponder to a VFR.
For 643 Juliet Kilo, let's see what it shows when you're airborne. Runway 21 cleared for takeoff, left closed traffic approved.
Left closed traffic approved, runway 21 cleared for takeoff, 643 Juliet Kilo.
Why did you want to see?
It doesn't matter.
Santa Monica Tower, recommend
thing?
2. Are you familiar with this terrain right over here?
Reach med 22, I am not. I can see it, it's pretty high.
Yeah, I'm showing 800, and it's not much lower than I am.
Wow.
Understood.
What's he asking about?
Crane. There's a crane in the air. At 800.
Wow.
I heard a lot of crane advisory. Give me some of that.
Oh yeah.
There was a crane advisory.
For 306, opposite direction traffic along the shoreline, about 4 miles ahead, indicating 2,900. Contact SoCal 134.2, so long.
742, see ya, 306.
Santa Monica Tower, Skyhawk, 322 Papa, 10 miles east of the field at 2,800 inbound from the traffic pattern.
5322 Papa, Santa Monica Tower, I show you west of the airport. Make right traffic, runway 21.
There you go. Right rudder, lower the nose. Kind of climbed through it, right?
Yeah,
Gotta be a little higher, yeah.
We had it.
Yeah.
Like I established and then I pulled out. You know what it was? I was distracted by the radio, to be honest. That whole crane situation, listening to the helicopter, I was distracted from the maneuver. Poor excuse, but true. I guess that's not a good thing to say to your examiner.
Yeah, don't make excuses to the
Sorry,
examiner.
I was distracted. Probably the worst thing that you can do, be distracted.
The best thing you can do
But I was
is...
distracted in a good way. I wanted to hear what they were, where they were maneuvering, where they were flying.
Yeah, don't make excuses to the examiner.
Yeah.
Just roll it, and if you want to say something like, you know, I feel like I didn't really do the thing that I was trying to do there, let me try that again, you know? He might give you another chance.
Okay.
Might or might not. It's sort of, again, it's at their discretion.
A lot of things are at their discretion.
It's it's ultimately very much at the examiner's discretion.
It's super subjective. Within certain, there are some specific altitude things.
You know, when I was doing my CFI check ride, I did a check ride with this same guy, and he asked me to do a forward slip to landing, and I did the most atrocious forward slip to landing.
Kilo, I'm getting a good squawk off. You can keep that squawk. 2-1 clear for the option.
Keep the squawk, runway 21 clear for the option, 643 Juliet Kilo.
I did an atrocious forward slip, and I was like, well, that was a pretty bad example of that. Let me, you know, try that again for you. And, you know, it was okay. So, don't make excuses. Just, you know, own it. And that's, you know, the best thing you can do is own it.
All right, so we are doing another soft field?
I thought we were going to do a short field, yeah.
Short.
I think this is the last one we've got time for today.
It is.
So.
All right, we are clear to land. So we're gonna slow it, pull it, switch it, right arc, pop it, right. It got hot.
It did start to get hot. Glad we're flying now and not at 1 o'clock.
I didn't realize we were flying right over that Whole Foods every time. I just noticed that in the last final. It reminds me, I gotta stop and get. Alright, 65 knots. Also looks better. Shoulder. Do my base turn. Base turn now. Watch the speed. Ball. Come on, ball.
Substitute your Papa, follow a light sport on a 1 mile left base.
Looking for traffic on phone on that, so we're like 2-1 to the Papa.
Alright, so we gotta slow down to 55. Cool. On the final. Okay.
Denmark Tower, hello, wingspan 24, hold short 21 at L5, ready to go AFR.
Wingspan 24, San Mike Tower, awaiting release.
Hold short 21, wingspan 24. Tower 006,
186 Tango X-ray Santa Monica Tower, report airport in sight.
6 Tango X-ray. Has the field spec.
For 6 Tango X-ray, cleared visual approach runway 21.
Visual approach runway 21, 6 Tango X-ray. Traffic inside info on for runway 21, 22 Papa.
For 22 Papa, continue on the downwind. I've got
Good,
a
yeah. Good job putting
critical
that nose
get
down.
up.
Keep putting the nose down a little bit more.
Continuing downwind 22
Keep
Papa.
putting the nose down a little more. There you go. Now you're going to plop it right here.
Wingspan 24, line up and wait traffic in the north downwind.
All right.
Wingspan.
Go home.
Or runway 2 on
Let's do it.
24.
For 22 Papa, you can go ahead and turn your base.
Nicely done.
Holding in position.
Turn your base 22 Papa.
Flying is fun. Another understatement.
Good. Yeah, another.
Yeah.
Nicely done. That was a sweet, very much passing short field landing.
Cool. We'll come back and work on our soft field.
The thing that I will remind you to do
left turn Bravo 3 ground.
in a soft field, declare a touchdown point.
And soft.
In a short field, declare a touchdown point. You need to do this every time, but declare a touchdown point. So the runway numbers, and then also once you get on the ground.
Runway 21, clear for takeoff.
Takeoff runway 21, wingspan 24.
System 22 Papa, runway.
Santa Monica ground Sportcruiser 643 Juliet Kilo at Bravo 3, runway 21, request taxi back to Santa Monica Flyers.
Let's see if we have a parking spot.
Flight Sport 643 Juliet Kilo, Santa Monica ground, taxi to Flyers via Bravo.
Taxi to Flyers via Bravo 643 Juliet Kilo.
Okay, so declare a landing spot.
Yeah, and then also once you get on the ground and you've made your touchdown, you know, talk through what the rest of the maneuver would be. So you don't need to do it, but just be like, okay, now I would be applying aggressive braking, and I would be bringing my flaps up.
And Santa Monica ground. 262 is done at the high performance taxi to the build air center, and I'll go
Okay.
When I watch it back.
Yeah, good.
Potential aircraft information, Papa's current wind 190.
Yeah, when I get home,
going
I get swamped with work until like 5, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
And then I get
Watch the video. And, yeah.
No, I had to first offload the video, trim it. Fix the audio. Then I have to upload it.
What's wrong with the audio?
It comes in mono and too low.
Oh.
So first thing I do is put it in iMovie, then I boost the audio by 400%.
Okay.
Then I export the audio file on its own, convert it to a mono file, drag it back into iMovie.
Oh my
it automatically makes it stereo if you're pulling in a mono file.
Okay.
Mute the original audio,
Oh
and then export as a video.
Wow.
So and then you have to upload to YouTube. So all that takes about an hour and a half or an hour. And anyway, then I watch back in the morning. But I've been fast forwarding through really focusing on the landing.
Right. Okay.
Because I just haven't had the time to sit for an hour and a half this morning.
Yeah.
I'm flying every other day. Usually I watch it like snippets as I do.
Let's see if there's a spot here for us, probably.
But I've gotten really efficient at that video processing.
Yeah.
I don't see it.
Don't think so. So why don't you tell her we want to go to the southeast?
Santa Monica ground Sportcruiser 643 Juliet Kilo, request taxi to the southeast to tie down.
Sport 643 Juliet Kilo, continue taxi to southeast tie down via Bravo.
Continue taxi to southeast tie down via Bravo 643 Juliet Kilo.
Yeah, I slowed down until I got direction.
Yeah, good.
This is bullshit. I want to park closer.
Yeah, I know.
We'll have a long walk.
Yeah.
And also we have time for it because we're before 10.
It's what?
Before 10.
Okay, good. Cool. We'll do your logbook while you tie down the plane.
And we'll debrief. Always walk.
Flight 873 Sierra Charlie, Santa Monica ground, taxi to Bravo 5 run up area via Bravo.
Bravo 5, run up area via Bravo 3 Sierra Charlie.
Is that ours?
No.
Looks just like it, huh? So can we
Ours
park,
is parked in the.
we can't park in here, we gotta go to the end.
Yeah, but these are specifically assigned spots. These are like the spots we own over here.
Oh, I see. When's the last time I went to the aerobatic plane?
The last time I did,
Yeah.
a long time ago.